Alright, so we have this all sketched in now, and what I'm going to do is grab my large wash brush, and you can use any size brush. If you have a larger one, this just makes it a little bit easier, because what I'm going to do is just put a nice big puddle of water in here, so the bigger your brush is, usually a little bit more water you can add to this. And I'm going to make a nice light wash, and I'm using ultramarine blue here, and again, you can use any colors that you like. If you want a lighter sky, you can have a lighter sky. If you want something with more of a pink to it, you can do more of a red or alizarin crimson with that. I'm going to set this down. I'm just going to take my small brush, and I just want you to see the difference between the washes. So where I've added the water, you can see this is a nice light wash. And if I want this a little darker, I'm going into my pigment here where it barely has any water. So see how rich and dark that is. So you can make your sky, like I said, any richness that you want, dark, light, any color you want. But we're going to go with blue here, the ultramarine blue, and I'm just going to fill this in across the top here. And when I'm doing this, I'm just kind of doing this back and forth motion, but I'm also doing this tapping motion, and you can see where I have a little texture in there. It almost looks like clouds already. And I'm going to go in a little bit darker, and you can adjust as long as your painting is still wet. You can add other colors in here, and the trick to what you don't want to do is you don't want to make it muddied, but we're just using one particular color so that won't happen. So now that we have this filled in, what I'm going to do is grab a tissue or paper towel, whatever you have on hand, and I'm going to ball it up, and I'm just going to tap out some of that background color. And the harder you push, the more pigment you will pull from the painting. And my clouds, I'm kind of doing them at an angle so they have like this soft flowing motion as they're going up to the right side. I like the looks of that. And I've also got it kind of in behind where we're going to put our trees there as well. So now we're just going to do a quick little blow dry. We want to make sure this is nice and dry before our next step. And I'm going to let this just kind of run this time just so you can see roughly how long this takes to blow dry. You want to make sure that when you go to the next step, it doesn't bleed into that sky. So this is why we make sure this is really dry before we go to the next step. And I think we're just about good.